This article is taken from The Hindu, written by Jayanti Natarajan, a former union minister and an advocate. 25 children, 25 futures, lost because of a contaminated cup syrup. Each bottle reportedly worth 2 rupees 54 paise in commission. Each life reduced to a number that reflects the price of negligence. This tragedy from Madhya Pradesh is not just a story of one doctor or one manufacturer. It is about a system that failed to protect those who cannot protect themselves. Even more heartbreaking is the fact that this happened after the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare had already banned certain cup syrup formulations for children below 4 years of age in April 2025. That ban came because of contamination risk, yet the deaths occurred. So the question stands, where did our institutions fall short? India's medicine regulation rests on two main pillars. At the center, the Central Drugs Standard Control Organization (CDSCO) under the Directorate General of Health Services, which functions within the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, oversees licensing and export clearances for large pharmaceutical manufacturers. At the state level, state drug control officers are responsible for supervising small and medium-scale manufacturers, regulating the sale, its distribution, and quality. When coordination between these agencies weakens, oversight gaps widen. The tragedy is one such glaring example. Our Constitution, under Article 39F, pledges that children must grow in an environment of dignity, health, and protection. It is one of the directive principles that guides how the state frames policies for its youngest citizens. Children are 39% of India's population. Their well-being is not charity, it is a constitutional duty. India has nearly a dozen laws and policies built to safeguard children, from the National Policy for Children 1974, which first recognized children's right to survival and development, to the Indian Newborn Action Plan 2014, aimed at ending preventable newborn deaths. Other legislations include Preconceptions and Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques Act, which curbs the misuse of technology for sex determination, and the Aadhaar Act, which helps children targeted subsidies and healthcare benefits to children and families in need. These interventions are critical, yet most often revolve around labor protection, education, prevention of sexual exploitation, leaving one area overlooked: the safety and regulation of medicines given to the children. In medical science, children are often called therapeutic orphans. They are not small adults, their bodies react directly to the medicines. Still, clinical trials are nearly always conducted only on adults. Guidelines for children are often mere extrapolations of adult doses, a dangerous shortcut that can lead to or fatal reaction. India lacks a dedicated law or institutional framework to oversee pediatric pharmacovigilance. That gap must close. Across the globe, there are strong models to draw from. In the United States, the Best Pharmaceuticals for Children Act (BPCA) encourages the development of safe medicines for children by offering incentives for research. In the European Union, the Paediatric Use Marketing Authorization (PUMA) ensures strict regulation and specialized drug approvals for children's use. There is also the essential medicine concept, introduced by the World Health Organization. It defines medicines that are critical to public health, safe, affordable, and available to all. WHO even created an Essential Medicine List for Children (EMLCs), a model many countries use to update their own national list. Yet while adult medicine lists are regularly revised, India's EMLC updates are sporadic. This must change. Public awareness is just as crucial. Pharmacists and caregivers must be trained to check labels, verify doses, and strictly avoid over-the-counter misuse, particularly for cough, cold, and fever. A zero-tolerance policy is non-negotiable against standards, substandards, or substituted drugs. Over the past 3 years, the World Health Organization has repeatedly warned of contamination cup syrup. some tracked back to manufacturers India. Fatalities in the Gambia, Uzbekistan, Indonesia, and Cameroon point to a larger failure that has global implications. India may be the pharmacy of the global south, but with the title comes immense responsibility to ensure that every exported medicine is safe, every drop tested. A national health policy for children cannot rely on borrowed international data. Our genetics, environment, and nutritional realities are unique. Drug safety parameters must be established with Indian data. We must also recognize how malnutrition, still prevalent in many parts of the country, can intensify the toxicity of certain medicines. Using adult medicines for children, even when slightly altered, is off label and unlicensed and should never be tolerated. Monitoring drug safety for children is not optional, it is moral, medical and constitutional obligation. The use of unsafe medicines on children is a violation of their most basic right, the right to live safely. 25 children have paid the price of our collective failures. Let this tragedy be the final reminder that protecting our children's health is not just the government duty, it is the nation's conscience test. Every regulation, every law, every policy, from the CDSCO to Article 39F, exists for one reason, so that no parent ever has to wonder if the medicine that heals their child might also harm them. Because the real measure of a nation's progress isn't in GDP, it is in the safety of its children.